That's Mount Shasta. The I grew up in Redding, the armpit of California. There's Chico. That's where I saw Primus when I was 15. I'm gonna stay tonight at a friend's house, Ma. My belief is, and evidence that I have found to support it, says that Mount Shasta and like, what is that mountain right next to it? Siskiyou. They were all pyramids. They melted. Because when electricity and water meet, shit goes foobar. I need to get a piece of... I'll be right back. I gotta get something here. Yesterday I was going to talk about life cycles and then I spaced it. So I think I'll talk a little bit about life cycles now. Lifespan, not life cycles, lifespan. Whatever. Back when I was in the Air Force and I worked in production support, everything that we had that was on the base, you had to have a chemical sheet for, an MSDSN. They call it something different now because that's what they pay themselves to do, is just create new names for the same thing. So everything had a shelf life. Everything had an expiration date. You couldn't use it anymore. After a certain amount of time, you just had to throw it away because it couldn't do the job that it was supposed to do. And then we have to call like the hazardous materials people to come in and they take it off and dispose of it properly, which we found out means just put it in the stream. It'll rinse down and be someone else's problem. EPA, I know how they go out and inspect, shop owners, dudes, bros like Gary Shea, the shady ones that just like to pour their oil down the drain. Then they go out and they'll be like, oh yeah, these women, they just like to bitch too much. You're good, you can keep doing that. That's what America really is. The people are figuring it out. And they can't cover it up. You can't cover up. You can't candy coat a turd. You cannot. I mean, even if you try to candy coat a turd, you can tell that it's a turd. So, and if you can't, then you haven't practiced your discernment enough. So we all just have a shelf life. We're all just the dash on that. If you get buried and they put a headstone up and you got the date you were born and then the date you die, and everything in between is what you did. And I'm surrounded by people that never really did much. I don't got a peer group. Because I'm not born and raised. I was never welcome like that. So whenever people are like born and raised, they're the one. I don't know who's worse. It's just a vibrational frequency within themselves that designate that anybody out there is an outsider. I have it in me. I have my own contingencies. Where am I from? I'm not real. I can tell you where I came into planet Earth, where my mom birthed me, but I ain't really from no place. I'm the no place spacer. Done a lot of shit. I've integrated on planet Earth, but I ain't never really been a part of it because I hate reindeer games, and I spell rain like we're gonna reign over you. You know, either you're gonna play our games and go along and move up in the ranks, or you're not. And I didn't want to be Sarge Marge. But I played their games and I got little plaques. Want to see a little plaque I got? I bet only probably maybe. I've never seen another one of these. So I don't know how many exist. Because when I got mine, there was only 335 women on the whole entire planet that did the job that I did. And I watched a few of them get out to go off and have babies, and you know, they couldn't stay within standards, so they kicked them out. But I got this plaque. They're trinkets. Awards, they're like Academy Awards. They're trinkets, so the award maker can make a lot of money. Here's a trinket I got that don't exist in a lot of places. This is wood, and it's all laser carved out. So when single mom and dads don't have food to eat, don't disparage, because I got a fucking plaque. You get me? That's what America is. Bullshit. There's cool shit on here, though. Let me share. So, what we have, that plane right there, the RC-135. I was in the maintenance squadron. I was a mechanic. You can't be stupid and be a mechanic. I was an age. There's no air power without ground power. Stratcom, that's another stage production. Believe in this shit so you don't believe in yourself. The zoo, I got to see shit behind the scenes at the zoo too. There's the Doomsday plane. Every time that flies around, ooga booga. All that means is people want to pay themselves per diem. Don't worry. America's not fit for a fight. They're not ready. There's a state cap. So, and look, these are all the people that I don't think like. They all say stuff like, hey, thanks for all the good advice. Thanks for the guidance. Like, I don't talk to any of these people anymore. They all watch me just, you know. I was just an airman, another airman left behind, so whenever they say, never leave a military member, fuck you. That's just a catchphrase. Like, she was with this guy, they had kids, and then now they, like, probably have, like, they're on to, like, second, third spouse now. That's what military culture is it's recycle, it's consumerism. Spend. I didn't grow up that way. Hey, what's up? That was a year after I graduated high school in 1993. So I've done a lot. I don't have a big peer group because peer groups, a peer group is just being surrounded by people that have done shit like you, and that ain't me. Because I take care of my mom. I've been a stay-at-home daughter for fucking since 2017, 18, 17. And there ain't nobody on planet Earth that I would trust to sit with her for 3 hours while I go off and do something. Yet, systems are made. I live in Taos, man. People don't have regard for life in Taos, New Mexico. If they did, it wouldn't be of the vibrational frequency where 3 county employees get arrested for elder abuse. Yeah, those are the agencies people want me. Oh, Marge, there's people that they get paid. They'll come. Oh, you mean the people Are they like the ones that got arrested? The 3 people in Taos that got arrested for neglect and abuse, or are we're the good ones? Because my whole life, like attracts like. I've been looking for the good ones because I try to do the right thing. So I'm looking for other people that try to do the right thing. And that for everybody, not just themselves. And I can't find them because it's just me, the meepers. Me. And that ain't fun for me. Because those are the people that always want me to do shit for them, and I'm exhausted. I can't do everything for you because I gotta wipe mom's butt, and I gotta make her breakfast, and I gotta let the dogs out, and I gotta make sure that if the power goes on, I'm able-bodied and fit to turn on the generator so we can still be comfortable until the community in which I live sorts its fucking self out and, puts money into the infrastructure instead of paying the CEO from the electric co-op $300,000 a year. When I live in like 500 square fucking feet and my electricity bill is $250 a month. So my money can pay for fucking intelligence artificial and to make fake snow up at Taos Ski Valley when I don't give a fuck about skiing and I give a fuck not about anything artificial. So I would rather have no friends than have a fucking fake friend. Tell me I'm okay. Bloop, bleep, blah, bloop, bloop. You're wonderful. Go plant a fucking garden. I don't want people like that to be my peers. I want people that have practical skills, that don't want to fucking sit around all day, or don't want to just go around in a boat and float like, okay, have fun, have a good time. Life should be about a balance between mind, body, and spirit. And in order to keep that in a congruence, in a cooperative, balanced state, people have to inconvenience themselves. Yet they don't. So now we're in the collective wave of bullshit. And all I can do is look forward to the other side of it. Good girl, Lunaticos is so pretty and smart and funny. Salutations and greetings. I am Marge, a Heyoka. I just like to have little talks on how I feel about things as a transparent being. I don't live in a world shrouded in secrets. I think secrets are stupid, and secrets always come to light, as you can tell in the administration of the USA. I don't know where you're from, but I recently came across a dude on TikTok that lives in China, and then as soon as I started talking about it, my FYP filled up with other people that look entirely different, but they are at the same heart space that the first original FYP is. But I keep looking on my FYP for other Heyoka like me, and I can't find them because they always say, I'm a Heyoka. No, it's Turtil. Standing turtle. Turtil. Sometimes somebody else uses that, so I gotta spell it regular. I'm standing turtle. I'm standing turtle. That's me. I got that Calvin higher power mentality. But I don't believe on pissing on nothing. They used to have those little commercials where Calvin was peeing on like a logo that the person didn't like, and I was like, dude, Calvin ain't disrespectful. He's ornery and he's cantankerous. He ain't disrespectful. I don't know where I'm from. You'd have to ask the government. They probably have a better idea than I do. I'm one of them weird experiments that they say don't exist. I probably shouldn't exist, because 30% of the people that they did the experiment on, they don't exist no more. They gave me 8 anthrax vaccines just to see if I'd still live or die, and that was 15 years ago, and I'm still here. Because ain't nobody else gonna take care of Mom. And so then but that was, what they did is they were testing the COVID vaccine. Back in 2003, they were gonna roll out this storyline of getting America to believe in what it is. And I appreciate those people that live in other countries that show me how it really is over there. Because I know that, I know my whole life that America is an imposed reality. And I've been to other places. I went to Crete in 2003. I was in Greece. So I got to play tourist by day sometimes and then bomb Iraq by night. That messed with my mind. That's why I will never condone anybody killing any administration bombing anybody, any place, and that's karma that'll make your dick limp. So, like, you can think you're the most powerful. I've seen it too many times. The biggest men always turn in, if they are privileged enough to become elders, they always become decrepit. And I bet the whole time they're hoping and wishing and praying that no freaking young buck with an attitude treats them as shitty as they treated elders when they were young. That's why it's important to treat people good. I don't always treat people good. This is the demographic of the people that I treat poorly. People that have never had to do anything hard. And you could tell they never had to do anything hard. One time when I lived in Oregon, I worked at this, I lived near this grocery store. I'd go do wine tasting. And they had like the best vineyards in Oregon that would travel 2.5, 3 hours to promote their product there and tell locals in this wine department everything about their wine. So I'd go learn about, that's how I learned about wine and stuff. So I don't drink wine no more. I can have a conversation and at least I don't feel like they're talking another language when they're trying to relate to each other. So I could read their heart space of, oh, there's wine has legs. Okay, fucking whatever. Now it's like, okay, that's what's important to you. Winos are funny to me. Anyway, so there's all these snooty people that work there all the time. And one time in particular, and I only did it one time, but this woman was just like oozing pretentiousness, because when I've acted pretentious and I've acted like I was better than the netters, I acted a little bit like her, so she just is like, whoa, concentrated version, okay? So I walk up to her and asked her where the tampons were, and she was so offended because she just couldn't believe that I could misconstrue her as somebody that would be an employee. And so those are the people that I make fun of. And I don't even think I mistreat them, I just make fun of them. I'm a Jungian, I believe I'm in a lot of alignment in what Carl Jung has discussed in his beliefs. I believe, I'm in alignment of a lot of his belief systems. And he talks a lot about the archetypes. And we all have the archetypes in us. That's 12. There's 12 archetypes. Where's my favorites? Where's my astrology folder? I just got a screenshot of it, but I can't remember where I saved it to. It would have taken less time to research it. Understanding personality. The 12 Jungian archetypes. And then here's a little graph. I'm a visual learner, audio and visual learner. I don't have Earth in my chart. So, in the blue, everybody has each and every color in them. It's what they do with their frequency, what they choose to do with it, right? So you have the 4 basic, you have 4 and then it always like breaks it down more kind of thing is how hierarchy understandings are divvied out as I understand it. So the 12 Jungian archetypes, you have the 4 groups, your spiritual journey, leave a mark, connection to others, provide structure. And then within provide structure, you have innovation, control, and service. Now to each every one of these, there's a behavior tied to color, right? As this is just, I'm trying to just explain how I see it. And then people choose how they behave here. But if they're grown up in an environment where these things aren't cultivated, then they will have a tendency to resist. Because they'll go along with the life that there's posed upon them, that's expected, but at some point their spirit knows and they're going to break out. And they're going to go fucking live the life that their heart, spirit, mind, body tell them that they should be living. And that's where we're at now. All these people all over planet Earth, their spirits are waking up to the fact that they are in fact a spirit. And that they've been fucking up. And now they don't want to find out what happens on the other side because there's always another side. Energy doesn't die. We don't die. So whether you reincarnated as a dog that you kicked or, because you just couldn't contain all that shit that you were mad about when you were a little kid. Resolve that shit. Resolve that you will never act that way ever again. People need to change their behaviors because ain't nothing ever going to get better. We're just going to get more stories of that shit stain in Taos that hacked that kid up and littered him on the side of the highway like he was garbage. That mentality, he's all over the news. I don't want to say his name. Those are the shit stains on the fabric of society. Ooh, he was an army veteran. Which army veteran? Which kind of army? So when people tell me they're army veterans, I'm an Air Force veteran. I did 6 years and I have denounced my enlistment and have established how sorry for my service it is because America is a fucking contrived reality. America is a stage production. When real people die and they gave the wrong fucking truth speaker the trip to Crete in 2003 when we bombed Iraq. Because real people die. And now real Americans are dying because of the carnage that we have caused. And the carnage that we have allowed. Think about this. Rectifying between what is right and wrong. In my blood, in my genetics, in my DNA, on my mother's side, she is Spanish and she is Native American. She was born in Cuesta, New Mexico, only to be thrown away by every single relative that shared her blood and her DNA to an orphanage down in El Paso, Texas, where horrible things happened to her, where she had to endure grossness in the worst parts of humanity, this system. That was in the 1950s. So knowing these stories, I pay attention. Who's going to help and who's going to hinder in these systems? They all to hinder. They aren't to help. So they're going to do whatever they want. They can cap my ability to earn. You keep me from, like, in the system. I can only have this much that because I take care of. That's fine. I have learned to be comfortable in the most uncomfortable situations. And I know that I will, as long as I keep acting accordingly with good orderly direction, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't be, dude, I'm 8 years celibate. I don't have a peer group. There aren't. That's why I do videos, so people can see that there's people like me that exist. Just like, so I'm excited that dude does videos in China, because I'm like, wow, man, there's no garbage, there's no trash, there's no homeless people anyway. Kind of like my native blood says that when somebody is disrupted in their spirit, that the community gathers around them to resolve that disruptance. Not in America, throw them on the street. Out of sight, out of mind. We just want to get paid to say we care. We don't really fucking care. We're not going to do it. But these younger generations, I don't have kids. I don't fucking tell the truth because I'm trying to make a better the world for my kids. I don't fucking have any. I have nieces. I have nephews. I'd like to leave a legacy, or at least I tried to make it better for them because their fucking parents didn't do much. Whereas coming up on September, that always messes with me. Last 3 years, ever since my younger Virgo sister perished. Just living that lifestyle, no discipline. She just did whatever she wanted, whenever she wanted, and it costed her life. Cost her life. She just turned 39, and she died on her granddaughter's 2nd birthday, on her from her oldest daughter, and then on her 2nd oldest daughter's 18th birthday. My life is riddled with tragedy. I don't want to be part of it. So I don't drink, I don't do drugs. The only medicine I do is cannabis. That's it. And too much sugar. Makes me sad to see that people would rather kill themselves and end this planet because they hurt so much in their pain and suffering, when they don't know that all you got to do to alleviate that pain and suffering is go do something for somebody else. It's never been a time that hasn't helped me. So mom's side, Native American and Spanish, right? So within that, you have the Spanish that overtook, you have the dominance and the control, and the people that just want to be free. Those are the archetypes. I started talking about the archetypes a moment. And then on my other half, on my father's side, he is like all the control freak. He's the Freemason. He's the machismo. The guy was a truck driver. Multiple marriages, cheated on his wife, did a lot of coke and crank. He was an Aries man. Just doing what he wanted, And then I'm this, oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like to learn about other places. Korea, the only thing I know about Korea is that if you do a lifelong bit in the military in the USA, that you got to do a year in South Korea at some point. Like, it's like a prerequisite. It's a short tour. And then these guys go off, oh, I got to go to Korea. And the women all, oh, shit, Basically, they're doing their job someplace else. And then they're doing a bunch of shit that the wives would probably leave them if they found out they were doing. Gay while away and all that stuff. So I never went to Korea. I went to Naples, Florida. I was only there for a few hours. I went to Fairbanks, Alaska 2 times, so I saw the northern lights. When it was winter, I don't like 4 hours of darkness. I have a hard time with that. We're coming into, we never hit summer really where I live. it's not like a summer place. Other places I lived were more summer because it would get so hot, like you couldn't move. It's not like that here. It's more like a fall place here, like a spring to fall. So we don't have that. There aren't lakes around where I live. There's puddles. Nothing of any significance, like the Grand Lakes or heck, Shasta Lake was even big. I wish more people that I knew that traveled around, they would have shared their experiences with traveling more like I do. To teach that, like, you know what we've been told was a lie. You know, there's no social credit score where people get deemed knocked down points because they jaywalk. Like, most of the world isn't a lie, just most of America is, because people have learned to benefit from not telling the truth. And I don't want to be like them, because the truth always comes out. So I'd rather people know what and who I am right up front than have to find out later. I'd rather people think I'm an asshole first and be like, hey dude, this bitch is actually pretty cool, man. Then think, wow, this bitch is pretty cool from the get-go, and then come to find out I'm really an asshole. So, provide structure, the artist, the ruler, and the caregiver. I'm all three of those. Take care of mom. Here's a painting I did a while ago. I need to start painting again. What happens is I get in a meditative state. When I get creative, I get in a zone. And when I get disrupted from that zone, it like pulls me out and then it pisses me off. So I did this one a while ago. That's my trademark. My first tattoo. The exclamation point and question mark, they share the same dot. It's like electricity in me. I get so excited because always get fired up, but I don't know why. Then I figured out why. It's because I have no earth in my birth chart. So I found out I had to tap into all three of those assets. The ruler, I have 4 dogs. I've had to, take them out. 4 years I took 4 dogs out. For many years, 5 dogs. But for 4 years I took dogs out on a leash, one at a time. Yeah. I don't want to rule, and I've had to rule. So, the experiential journey. The innocent, the sage, and the explorer. Okay, so the artist is about innovation, control is the ruler, and service is the caregiver. So each and every one of these, we all have this frequency in us. What are we choosing? Whether we feel like it or not. Everybody does what they feel like. Dude, if I felt like I did, I would be like 350 pounds. I wouldn't have mom. I'd be drunk every day. I'd probably have like 3 kinds of cancer from my shitty diet and drinking too much, because the booze causes 7 kinds of, I would not be the disciplined being, because I would live in that imbalance, and too much of anything is bad. Innocent. Okay, so that's for the provide structure. That's what, in order to provide structure, where I live, there's artists everywhere, but they don't got the ruling and the caregiving down. All they do, they'll go out there. I see people on the side of the road in New Mexico with their fucking easels. I've seen these people all over. I think they're the same person. They're just in different aspects and different soul sacks. Like, they all have the same mentality. They probably go home and have the same diet. Like, I wonder what planetary alignment is that you have nothing better to do but stand on the side of the road for hours every day and paint the picture of a painting of a fucking mountain, that if you go into Taos, you're going to see 8,000 other pictures of that same fucking mountain. When you collect every minute that all of those people put together in painting, and if they would have gotten together to do something, you know, like as a caregiver capacity, how much Taos would be better. But they don't feel like it. So the other top right quadrant is the innocent, sage, and explorer. The spiritual journey. Safety is from the innocent. I learned what safety was from being in so many unsafe environments as a little girl. I know as a 50-year-old woman what and who perverts are, male, female, doesn't matter their gender, their ethnicity, their economic background, because it's just a frequency in which people hold that gives them permission to hinder and do terrible things because they want to make monsters like them. I didn't become the monster. I scurried away and hid from all the child catchers because when I was at 10 months old, they caught me. A bad man caught me when I was 10 months old. My hip still pops because of the events that transpired. And when I was 13, I read the sheriff report. And I thought, that's why my hip pops when the PE teacher makes me do those motorcycle things. And then I hear other people talk about their complaints of their hurts. I'll be like, what, you fall off a bike or something? No. Like, you have any other trauma to your pelvis? No. Then I'm like, well, maybe the same thing. Maybe their hip pops for the same reason that mine does. I mean, my brain, I'm like a spiritual Columbo. Because I tune into everything in which people are. People don't want to know me. I mean, I'm like INFJ, so it's like I judge people's behavior because their behavior is going to leave them in a trajectory where I see the outcome. If they keep acting that way, if they stop that behavior, who knows how good their life could be. I can't see that, but if you do this shit, keep doing all that, you keep serving this satanic, lower vibrational, earthly stuff 100%, 24/7, 365, there's always hell to be paid. Always. I lived that way 13 years. Didn't do me no good. So from the innocent you get safety. From the sage you get knowledge. That's like teenage years, right? You take everything you learn from it. Don't touch that stove. It's hot. You'll get burned. You know? I'm fire sign. I play with fire. I get burned all the time. I'm going to make cookies today. I got to make cookies today. Think I'm going to do. I got mini M&Ms. I think I'm doing mini peanut M&Ms and regular M&Ms. They were on sale. So the sage's knowledge, I'd like to give people a good night's sleep. A couple hours of blissness and then fucking wake up and be like, okay. The only down part of that is when you wake up and if something happens that overstimulates you in a scary way, that sucks, but whatever. Eat another cookie. The explorer, freedom. I took all the freedom that I needed, and Mom, she let me go. I was so spun out. Like, I would be the kid that got up out on my bike, riding my bike when the sun came up. Like, they hated me in the military, too, because even when I drank, like, come in and just like, woo, let's do this. Yeah, charge Marge. It's life force energy. It's chi. Everybody should feel that. We shouldn't be subduing ourselves so much with sugar and alcohol and all that stuff. And then you have the connect to others in the bottom, which is really over here in the picture. Can I flip it? Let's see. Can I flip it? Original. Can I flip it? Is there a... There it is. Is that back? There it is. Now you guys, it's backwards to me, but you guys can see it proper. Okay, and then down here, you have the connect to others. Right? Now, while I'm thinking about these, I'm attributing to each archetype to like an astrological sign. So you have the spiritual journey, the innocent, right? That's Aries. Sage, Taurus, grounded, Earth. Like, I know what I know, I'm going to take what I know and grow and go, right? But I don't got no Earth in my chart, so that skips me, and then I get to learn how to navigate through the world without having any Earth. That's not, I like Virgos. Virgos, I have so much to learn from Virgos. They're just always mean to me. They don't see me because I'm an Aries. They don't see Aries, but they don't see that I'm only a little Aries, but I'm mostly Pisces and Gemini and this other shit. But they don't care. Connect to others. Then you have the everyman, the jester, and the magician. No. The lover, the jester, and the everyman. And I got Scorpio moon, so I'm the lover. I'm Cancer, right? I'm all about being the, but it's about intimacy. It's not about the fucking shock. It's not about screwing an STD. Like, oh, I feel so good. I just gotta go. That's stupid to me. That's like junior high shit, and then people's brains get stuck in junior high, and like that's the only place you never went past that, chasing sensations. It's all about drinking Kool-Aid and getting that buzz. That ain't my experience. So you have intimacy, pleasure. People sit in pleasure, chasing sensations. They get their pleasure from, and then they'll do anything. For the belonging. Anything. They'll drink that juice. What am I thinking? They will compromise their own morals. I'm just glad I never lived I never was in the frame of mind where I would have been willing to go along with the bullshit, because there's a lot of times I would have done what anything and ever anybody asked me to do just because I wanted to be a part of a group. And what I come to find out, because I balanced all of these within myself, I learned my chart, I resolved to the fact that I want to live a life of service for everyone more than I want to live a life for just myself. And then so from the lover, the jester, and the everyman, you have belonging, connect to others, pleasure, connect to others, intimacy. But that's only a small part. If people have more like a desire to go against all these other aspects within themselves, that's what people need to look at, is the imbalance, like, why do you need that frequency? Why can't calm, being alone, meditative thought be a comfortable zone for you? People have to get comfortable in every zone. They just live in bubbles where, like, I'm only going to do these things because anything outside of this is very uncomfortable to me. And then leave a mark. The explorer, the outlaw, liberation, power, magician, hero, mastery. So everybody is supposed to be a balance within all of these things. And most people don't even recognize that they have a spirit. But they're getting it now. So whether you get this shit in this life, ultimately knowledges, these knowings, they'll come to you. Especially if you're a truth speaker seeking truth. Careful what you wish for. Ever since I was a little girl, I want to know where mom came from. And then in my fucking late 40s, I end up 22 miles from where my mother was born. Just so I could teach this community. One time my brother ended up on my doorstep. And I was like, why are you here? Because I needed you in other times and you weren't there. And I'm not even sure on how he ended up on my doorstep. He just said to me, and he's a Virgo too, imbalanced and his self-will run riot. He's a lawyer, makes $240,000 a year as the assistant chief counsel for the Office of Parole, State of California. 249-269. Wait, yeah. What was it? I don't remember it right now. But I used to know his bar, because I was there on June 7th back in like when they were releasing the bar results. I remember I was in my little office surrounded by a bunch of broken IT computer parts. I was help desk. I was the IT support for radiology at Creighton Medical University in Omaha. And so I had the link because there's a law school, so a lot of people are waiting for their results. So I looked at 249-276. That's what his bar. I looked up and I was just hitting refresh. And then it said pass. I was like, congratulations, you're a lawyer, right? And then he went and met his handler. So ultimately he said, Mom's your problem. And so I followed my heart, which led us back to her homeland. So it's okay if people throw you away. Just don't let it close your heart. He's made fun of me because he's like, you've always lived from your heart. And then he's like, how's that worked out for you? I mean, you want to know about, I didn't know like textbook definitions about so many clinical terms, but I've known a lot of these people that have held these characteristics that have chosen to behave these ways. You know, so when people tell you, I can't help myself, ask yourself, what are the things that they're doing that keep themselves from self-restraint? Because that is where they have lost their free will that we all have. So go out and see where the imbalance is. And I reflect people like a motherfucker. I'm an energetic, sensitive dude. I gotta be in mind, body, spiritual, congruence, fitness, balance, or go out when no one else is around because I get so triggered by how people feel around me. And I don't got no earth in my chart, so it's not like I'm grounded. I'm never fucking grounded, dude. But do shitty things and hear shitty words out of my mouth. That's the only thing I can tell people. Because I'm a teacher. I teach lessons. It's what I do. I had to learn a life of shit. I had to live through fucking hell just so people could be like, hey, these are the things that happen when you do this. But if you don't do these things, maybe they won't happen to you. Stay safe. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace. I need a